Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and in this episode we are reviewing the Gihei Zuika ZDP-189 Gyuto, the 210mm version. So the core steel on this knife line is a ZDP-189 powdered metallurgy full stainless steel. This steel is renowned for the high heat treat that it will take and also the very high edge retention that it exhibits. So the heat treat's about 65 Rockwell, maybe even plus on this, so they treat it nice and hard. The steel can be a little bit of work to sharpen with the added components in it, but if you've got the right sharpening equipment, it'll get nice and sharp, and it has very high edge retention. The steel is expensive, so that's why these lines of knives that have ZDP-189 are not amongst the lowest price category, but that's partly because the steel is very expensive. The construction on this knife line is 3 layers. So on either side of that hard core steel, you've got a soft stainless steel cladding. For an all stainless knife, the cladding does cover and go over the spine. Really nice fit and finish and high quality craftsmanship on this line of knives. The weight on the knife, and these will vary a little bit from knife to knife, these dimensions and weights, but this one's 179 gram or 6.3 ounces. The edge length is just about 213 millimeter right on the edge, about 8.4 inches. The overall length is about 14.4 inches with the handle. And this knife line is thinner overall and a little bit better balanced, a little more balanced than the Gihei Blue No. 2 Nishizi series. Those are pretty thick knives, especially coming out of the handle. So this is noticeably a little bit thinner. So it's about 2.5 over the back of the heel. And then I measured it about 2 millimeters about halfway down, and it pretty much holds about 2 until you hit the grind, and it's a really thin tip. And I know the Blue No. 2 series, the really good performers, and the tips are really nice on those, so this should be as well, maybe even better. The blade height is generous at 48.8 millimeters, so nice and tall. And the handle is a well-done octagonal ambidextrous oak handle with the buffalo horn ferrule. Nice fit and finish, smooth on the handle, nice handle install. They've even got some looks like a little bit of wax or some kind of compound in there to seal that up nicely. Handle circumference is a little bit bigger than a standard, which is the norm for their style. And so this is about 79, maybe 80 millimeters or 3.1 inches at the wood ferrule junction here. And they've got their wide curve on the choil, so this is really nice on a pinch grip. Very comfortable. The balance point is actually, for me, almost right on the money for a pinch grip. The handle's got a little bit of mass to it as well with the oak, so it's almost right on the money. So it's a very neutral feeling, but it's got a little bit of heft to the blade overall. Here's a close-up look. They do a great job on the fit and finish on these. So they have what some people call a hairline finish or a brushed finish. So the sanding strokes are horizontal on these versus the vertical kind of machine belt finished sand job. And what's nice about that, besides a different look, when you clean a knife, you're typically wiping it or drying it, you're wiping it this way horizontally, so that'll help make any kind of scratches blend in better with the finish. So that's another advantage of that kind of brushed finish. And you've got some embossed kanji on the left side of the right side of the blade, and then the right side of the blade is plain. So you've got a sandblasted or frosted finish on the blade road. The actual delineation of the grind is a little bit below that point. You might be able to kind of see it right in there. That's where the blade grind kicks in down to the edge. So that's more of a visual effect. Fit and finish is really nice on the spine. It's rounded and polished. Choil's polished and rounded on the corners. Out of the box edge, I'd say it's about a 5 out of 10. It was pretty sharp. It had lots of bite. The left side had a little bit more of a sharp shoulder than the right side, so the right side on this was a little smoother, a little less of a pronounced shoulder, but that could be a little different from knife to knife. Handles are cool. Got a nice warm look with that wood. Let's take a look at it on the cutting boards. These are stiff and confident blades. As I said, they've got a little bit more of a balance, I think, than the Blue No. 2 series, which I have the 240 in that, because the blades aren't quite so thick. It should translate into performance. So here is your profile. Gentle curve, not as flat at the back. As you'll see, it's a different profile The blue number 2s are known for being like really flat towards the back half of the blade. This is more of a gentle curve throughout. It's not the same profile. Fairly aggressive belly towards the tip, so I can get pretty high before I start digging the tip in. Really smooth profile, nice grinds on these, really straight blades. So high level of craftsmanship. So if you're looking for something a little more unique, something with an exotic steel, with just good all-around characteristics, this is a pretty cool line of knives. So this is the Gihei Zuika ZDP-189 Gyuto 210mm knife.